I'm going to ARF. I'm going to get some kind of program. I'm going to find out tomorrow when I start.
Since the first time I met Eddie, he has always talked about going to rehab, but he never has. He had killed a couple of diddlers in prison, and I remember thinking to myself, maybe he needs to medicate those memories.
71, I got a murder beef, and then in 75, some guy was raping a kid, and I ended up stabbing him 41 times. I ended up with 17 and a half years. It doesn't mean that I'm right in what I did.
Right.
But that's the way it went. I like me better now than I did then. How's that? I'm more of a... I like people more, and I like me, so, you know.
Eddie is a friend, but a classic crackhead, loyal and caring when straight, and driven by an insatiable urge when high that compels him to do unsavory acts.
Ran into cocaine.
When are the best times to actually, find a loaded car?
Thursday, Friday night.
Why?
Anywhere between 8 and 10 o'clock, since people are going in for supper and they leave their stuff out in the car. Or, if it's a rainy night and they come home at night, they won't take their stuff out because it's raining and they don't want to take it wet.
And again?
Just as long as the sharp edge touches the window's just...
I want to see this.
Rainy nights is the best night. You wear your fucking slicker and away you go. Or a snowy night. And the other best time is Sunday mornings. Is when they go into the church, the women always stuff their purses in front of the seat because they don't want to take the money and put it in the box. Wait till the first kid's born down here.
When's that happening?
A few months.
Who's pregnant?
Shannon with Danny and then Karen with me.
Before we stopped smoking, we didn't really care about this house.
I remember Shannon as one of the squeegee kids downtown. She looked frantic and crazed most of the time.
Smoking, we've been clean 4.5 months. I'm proud. I really am. It's only 4.5 months.
Now sober, she seemed hopeful, yet haunted.
How old are you, Shannon?
I'm 20 years old. I lived in a group home.
Right.
And
How'd you end up in a group home?
my parents. My mother's a crackhead and my father's an alcoholic. 4.5 months. And with my son, I was this big at 7 months.
You have another son.
I have one little boy.
Let's see.
We lost custody of him. For one, we can't bring a baby down here.
No.
2, our addiction. And
Okay.
then I want to go to college.
What do you want to study?
You know what? Childcare.
You get a chance to talk to them. That will be something to see them have a baby here.
Yeah. And then it becomes a community.
And then it's,
Then they're really fucked out in the city. Then they have to help.
Most of us at Tent City have an addiction of one kind or another. 80% of it is crack. I have a severe addiction. I'm no different than anybody else down there. And I'm not going to knock anybody else because I have the same fucking addiction. And I mean, I like it and I don't like it. When I'm smoking it, I love it. When I don't have, it's when I run out of money or I find that I've spent all my fucking money that I hate myself because now I got nothing. I got to go the whole month. You get a welfare check on a Monday, you're broke Monday night.
What do we need in this
It's
city?
not rehab. We got too much rehab already.
See, I mean, a lot of you guys have been housed, and not much has changed.
Yes, a lot of things have changed.
Like what?
Look, rehab. I don't use as much now as I ever used. I used before in Tent City. I felt more freer. Now I'm more paranoid because I might lose something. So I don't do it as much. Or as freely, put it that way. As much as in the open. No, the program worked out good, man. Like, we all got housing. When you get housing, you get more pride. I'm proud of what I have. I want to keep it, and I don't want to take a chance of losing it. So I don't use drugs as much.
And there may have been other benefits to being housed besides a reduction in his drug use. Even early in his housing, Eddie seemed calmer and reflective, as if being housed were a balm to his mental health. And after losing his second child to the CAS, Eddie seemed well on his way to confronting his pain.
She'd get red flagged every time, man. And I guess maybe that's got something to do with the way I feel. Like it actually cost me. No, it didn't cost me 2 kids. It cost myself the kids because I didn't stop, right?
Happened twice in the last 2 years.
Yeah, the only time in my life, eh?
But
I've
you're not.
died for 55 years. They just lose 2 out of 12.
Hey, you want a good fella? Randy, you gonna be good? I let you in? You won't bark at Eric? You're lying to me. Yes, you are.
It's okay, buddy. It's nice. I don't know. Someday I'll sit and talk to you.
But I ain't.
I'm the uncaring, unfeeling, whatever I am. Just addict. care, don't feel about nothing, nobody, nowhere. Anyways. Oh, wow.
But only a few months later, in his new apartment on Queen Street, Eddy was right back into it. I guess pain travels as well.
I don't need them as much because I do have this.
You,
And then-
hold on a second. In that last place you were in, you weren't using dope as much as you used it back in the street?
In Tent City?
Tent City?
No. Not when I was in control. When I went out to jail and come back, I used drugs every day. But I've also walked away and never used them for 2 or 3 days.
Some people are concerned about the idea that people who may have addictions are getting public money for rent. I would suggest to them that even if they morally think that people shouldn't drink and all the rest, that society's going to be better off if we look after people and we ensure that people have more and more stability.
Why I do it, not why other people do it. I smoke because it makes me not hurt, not feel, not care about nothing. It takes me away.
I'm out of here.
He does look peaceful.
See you, buddy.